Today I'm going to add some LED mini lighted trees along the side of my house. So we're going to need some male end pieces, some female end pieces, and some wire. And we're going to put it along here, and we're going to add a male end in each of the spots where the trees are. So we have a nice and clean and custom look. These are trees that I got from Target. My plan is to make a custom SPT1 wire that will come along here, and I will add a female plug here and another inland female plug here, and then I can plug in my little trees right here along the edge. This is my garden that I deal with the rest of the year. So over here I have strawberries, over here I had potatoes and green beans, and these are my blackberries. So if you have any interest in seeing how I do that for the rest of the year, you can subscribe and we'll do those, but later in the summer. But right now we're putting up Christmas lights. I have my LED Tru-Tones up here, and then my LED Tru-Tones all along the edge of the house, and I just thought I'll add a little bit over here to make it look a little bit cooler at night. So my first step is to get SPT1 wire, which is what I'm using. SPT1 wire just means how thick the coating is. They have SPT1 and they have SPT2. If you use SPT1 wire, you need to use SPT1 plugs. You just got to make sure they're all the same, not a big deal. So one side is ribbed, and the side that is ribbed connects to the larger of the two prongs. So here's my large side. So that will go right in here. My prong is right there. There's a little spacer, you stick it in and you bend it over, and it'll go right to where the wire is. And I take an end piece and I can slide it on right here. And in a matter of seconds, I have created a plug on my wire. So here I have the plug, and now I can plug this in, and I'm going to run this wire to all the spots I need. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these inline plugs and I'm going to put them in my SPT1 wire, and these are SPT1 right there. And then right where I'm going to put my little trees, I can plug these in, and so they will be at the base of each tree. So one wire can run all the cords for the trees. So I have my green cord along here, and I've just put it up along the side of this garden bed to the end of my SPT1. I'm not going to cut it yet. What I'm going to do is come put my little trees in and decide where I want to put them along the side of this house. I have 4, so I'll decide if I want to go along the whole edge or if I'm just going to put 2 and 2, or exactly how they go. So we're going to do that now. Actually, each tree is 3 sets of trees. I have 1, 2, 3, and they're pretty easy to put in the ground. They have this stake on the end, which comes separately, so you put the stake in and then you could just push this in and it goes really well. So I can go around, hammer these in, put them right where I want it. I decided I'm going to put 3 here, and then I'm going to put 3 in each of the garden beds. I have my 3 stakes over here. I'm going to just hammer them in. The ground's not very hard, so I found a real mallet, but that'll make them go in nice and sturdy. And I'll just stick it right there. Kind of bend it out because they've been in my garage. I haven't used them for 2 years, so they look pretty good. They have, you know, little lights, LED lights on them, and I can spread them out into trees. I did find that they do not dim. I used them on one of my little motion things one year, and they did not work really well because they don't dim. And because they don't dim, they would just kind of cut off and on. So they're better if they're just static and always on. But the wires are really thin, so one year something either ate into them or I just happened to cut them all in one spot, maybe on a lid. I honestly don't know. But my plan now is, because I have this wire running along the house, I can put my inline male plug right here, and I can just plug it in right here, and one cord will run 4 different sets of LED trees. So I'll have 12 trees when I'm all done along the whole side of this house. And now we'll do 10 seconds of a time lapse of me putting in all these little trees along the side of this house, and then we'll come back and plug them all in. So I can have an outlet here, an outlet here, an outlet here, and an outlet here, all on one string, which will make them easy to run, and I don't have a lot of wires out here. It makes it nice and clean during the day. Let's put our first plug in. This is an inline plug, which means I can put it in the middle of a wire. So to use it as an inline, I need to come over here and break off this end. Not all plugs have an end that you can break off, so when you're buying them, just look at that. I got mine from Christmas Designers. They've always worked really well for me. And just like at the other end, we're gonna find the bigger side right here, and that's gonna connect to the side that's ribbed. So it's gonna go just like that. And I can push that wire and you can feel it pierce the metal right there. And then I just take this and slide it on, and it'll hold it nice and tight and pierce the wire and create a plug in the middle of my wire. I didn't bring my tool over here. Let's see if I can get it on there all the way. Sometimes I do use this. If I get it close enough, I can pull it tight. There we go. And now we have an inline plug, and I can plug this. I'm not plugged in at the end over there, and I can plug that in right there, and it works. I have some Christmas lights that will not go into here because the ends are too big for what they make here. So sometimes that is annoying. Some of my coaxial ones don't plug into different ones. So make sure that they fit in there, but these ones fit. I don't have any problem. And this last one, I'm just gonna cut like that. And this one will be the end, which is the end of our run. And I can do it kind of like the beginning, but I'll put a male end or a female end on this side. You do not want to have two male ends, that would be bad. And find the rib side, goes right there with the big one. And I can put it in right here, so I did not break off the little tab on the end. You put it through there, just like that. See, nice and tight. You can push this end on. I have a clamp piece that does it, but sometimes they just slide right on. And now that will plug to that. And there, they're all plugged in. So let's go plug it in. So I have that one plugged in there, coming over here. I have this one plugged in right there. That one plugged in right there. And this one plugged in right here. Come all the way around. I was not plugged in over here because I did not want to accidentally electrocute anything, but I tied it around so I wouldn't pull it away. I'm plugging into this is a timer that turns off at 9 o'clock because this tree turns off with LED lights at 9 o'clock. And when then this tree turns off, it will also turn off my little trees along here because the Tru-Tone stay on, like I've said. Tru-Tone go on dusk to dawn, and then these turn off. So let's see how it works. Here's my trees. I'll come back when it's dark, but as you can see, they are all lit up. Looks like they're a warm white. Like I said, I haven't used these ones in a couple years, and I'm just filling everything up this year. Finished putting in these 12 little trees, and it comes out to 11.3 watts total. So it doesn't add much more to my total of all of the lights. I'm still gonna come around at the end when I'm completely done and add it all up, and we'll see what our total wattage is on the whole house. But it's not much that I'm adding, but all these little things are probably gonna add up a little bit, so we'll see what we get to. But that's the total for just those little trees. I like these. I like the warm white. That came out better than I thought. I like how that looks. I didn't know if they would be too bright, but they are not too bright. They just have a nice little glow along the side of the house. I like that. So there we go. Those are some little twig branches, LED lights. They look nice. Nice glow. I'm very impressed with the Tru-Tone on the bottom and around the window.